Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, continuing on with the Collectibles Guide for the Order 1886, and this is Chapter 5. The first collectible out of 6 that we'll have in this chapter is near the beginning. You'll have a control panel to the left there that you'll have to interact with, but before you do that, make sure you go to the right, walk down this small path, and make sure you interact with this object, which is basically a metal canister. I'm not exactly sure what it's used for, but that's what it is. Number 2, a little bit later, you'll come to this area where you should see these 2 enemies, maybe 3 enemies walking around through this small hole in the wall. Instead of going to the right, make sure you just quickly go up to the left, come up to this cart, and pick up your phonograph cylinder in order to grab your second collectible.
I thank you for the service you have.
Next up is a newspaper. You'll be walking through. You'll see an enemy directly in front of you, but they'll just keep walking by. You'll walk up these stairs, which are mandatory in order to progress through the level. Come up to the left. You'll have to turn to the right-hand side. And before we continue on, make sure you check this left-hand side room. You'll see the number right there. And if you look inside, you should see a newspaper on the desk. It says, United India Company, latest acquisition deemed pervasive. Collectible number 4, phonograph cylinder, evacuation procedure. Coming up through this area, it's a mandatory office that you will need to go through. This one's actually pretty hard to miss. You come through into this office with this dude, and on the desk you should be able to see this glowing phonograph cylinder. Again, quite hard to miss as it's going to be directly in front of you as you walk into the room, and it glows pretty brightly. This one's called evacuation procedure. From that collectible, we're going to turn around behind us, and we're going to go through this door. I've already opened it, so you'll have to do that using cinematic there. And once you get in at the very end of this kind of storage facility, this kind of weapons cache, you should see a document entitled the Quartermaster's Office Catalogue. It's just a short list and description of everything they have inside of this airship. So yeah, just turn it over again. You'll want to turn it back and put it down. The last collectible is a photograph of 2 chefs. It'll have a small caption saying Bon Voyage. You'll come through this part of the level where you'll walk through this hallway mandatorily. Instead of turning to the left to continue, make sure you quickly just dart off to the right hand side, look on this cart, and check the picture. If you look at that picture, that's going to be all 6 out of 6 collectibles for you on Chapter 5. Now, in terms of the next chapters, make sure you pay very close attention to the video. There are no collectibles in Chapter 6. There are no collectibles in Chapter 7. And there are no collectibles in Chapter 8. You can click on screen to see the next chapter, which has collectibles, which is Chapter number 9, An Uneasy Alliance. Feel free to click on the screen in order to do that. You can also like the video if you found it helpful, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace!